You're the one that I've been waiting for. I want you to be loved.
Hi Queen, what's up? What's good? This is your Queen Andra Armada. So, today's an exciting day because dumating na from Lazada ang wigs na in-order ko. I bought 2 of these because you know I can afford it. And also, I wanted to show you how I DIY my own kind of lace front looking wig. So I'm gonna DIY this too. I'm gonna merge them together, and I'm gonna show you guys how I add the strands of hair on the front to make it look like a lace front, although it's really not. So keep on watching if you want to see more of that. Okay, so the type of wig I bought was a ombre number. This is a blonde, I think it's a honey blonde. Yeah, it's a honey blonde wig with black roots on the top. So it's not really rooted all over, it's just here at the base, as you can see. If you will dig into the bottom portion of the wig, you can see there's no black coloring whatsoever. So it's really just the top that has it, and the rest is a beautiful shiny honey blonde, and it already has a great curl. It's really bouncy, but we're gonna change that after I change this up into a new one. So here's what I'm talking about the hairline. So as you can see, the wefts of hair are sewn into a mesh cap like this, and if you pull this back, you can see the very edge of the cap starting the weft, even at the top. And then at the very top, this is the skin illusion that is plastic, so it looks like a scalp, but it's really not. So for this one, what I'm planning to do is I'm gonna get the other wig. The reason why I bought this one is because I will be sewing that in the middle of this wig where the tracks are sewn. It has almost an inch of spacing between them, and I wanted a thicker wig so that when I style it, it's really big. Especially if you tease it, it's gonna be even more big. And then after I sew the tracks of this second wig into this first one, I'm gonna sew in another track right here around this up until where my ears end, and that will give it an illusion of a hairline that's really thick, kind of like how a lace front is. Just watch me go with this, and I'm gonna go with voiceovers to do this part, so good luck, enjoy. So first things first, before I do anything else, I just straightened the 2 wigs so that it's much more workable and I can go through the wefts easier. Now after that, I just go in and carefully cut the very top plastic fake skin on this wig by going under it through the mesh and making sure to avoid any hair tracks or hair wefts, just to make sure we don't lose too much hair on there. And I just make sure to follow the plastic under it by checking and making sure. And right after that, I can just gently pull it out and brush it before I place it on the side. And you can do the same steps to the next weft under that, making sure to cut between and through the mesh. This is actually for the very top because most of the wefts at the very top are almost closely sewn on together. But for the bottom half of the wig, it's actually much more farther back, or farther apart rather. So you can just go in and carefully cut the mesh again. But for me, what I do is I check if there's any loose sewings or any loose thread between the wefts. I just cut those carefully. And once those are done, you can now proceed into the second wig that we have just straightened. So as you can see here, it doesn't have a hairline at all. What I'm doing now is I'm just placing the weft in between the spacings, and I'm using a needle and thread. I just go in and sew it using a blanket stitch or a running stitch. I tend to switch between the two of those, but I found that using a blanket stitch is much more sturdier than just regular running stitch. So just make sure to fill in all of the gaps on the wig up until on the top. So going into the hairline that we are going to be customizing, I do have a few more tracks that I have. I'm just making sure that it fits accordingly to how big my head is. Now I'm just going in and connecting the 3 pieces that I have, because I don't have one continuous strand that I can use. And once that's done, you can now go in and make sure to check the placement of the weft on the very edge of that mesh cap. And you can now go in with a needle and thread using a blanket stitch or a running stitch, whichever you prefer. So right after that, once you have checked that it's sturdy, you can now go in and place it back into your wig block or your styrofoam head. And as you can see, it looks like it's a lace front wig. Well, I haven't done the styling for this, but I will show you the complete styling for this wig. So for now, here is the finished wig. And there we go, there we have it. Here is the finished wig after my styling. So I just went ahead and curled the hair and I teased it to the gods and applied a lot of hairspray to it. And here is the final result. So as you can see from the hairline, I do have a comment though. So as you can see, there is short hairs here on that kind of looks like baby hair, but it's just awkward because it's straight and short. But yeah, it is actually part of the tracks that we have cut and sewn into the edge of the mesh cap. So as you can see here, it still looks natural, especially with that baby hair. And from afar, it has the illusion. Okay, let me clarify. It looks like it has an illusion of a lace front wig. This is a great method to try, especially if you have a limited budget and you can only afford 2 heart front wigs. So look at that. Look at this. Get into this hair, girl. There you go. Hope you enjoyed and hope you learned something from this video. Thank you so much for watching. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. And to the next video, this is again your Queen Andra Armada. Goodbye!